Rising, the Energy Department says they're up another 4 cents this week to a national average of $3.78 a gallon. You'll pay the most in California. You could save on gas if you worked from home at least 1 day a week. Come June, though, if you work for Yahoo, you are expected at the office every day. The tech giant is ending telecommuting, saying the face-to-face interaction will make for a more productive workforce. This is ABC News.
Oh, I love this song. But you know what? Bet it would sound even sweeter in a Honda certified used car. You know, if you upgraded. Because each one gets a thorough 150-point inspection and comes with a Carfax vehicle history report. So you'll know where it's been, so you can relax, so you'll be happier, food will taste better, and music will sound even sweeter. All because you bought a great late model Honda certified used car. Good thinking. Where'd you ever get such a magnificent idea? All right, I'm out of here. Drive safely.
Introducing a faster way to push-to-talk. AT&T Enhanced Push-to-Talk. AT&T delivers more of what your business needs. Instant communication, up to 1,000 contacts, plus a broad array of devices and platforms. Visit your local AT&T store or call 1-877-981-3359 to get your business started today. You push-to-talk, we pushed it further. AT&T, rethink possible.
New activations only requires 2-year commitment to eligible voice and data plans plus activation of AT&T Enhanced Push-to-Talk.
How much time? 30? 30 seconds? I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Here we are with Ocala's only really local afternoon sports show, Buddy Sports Page. Once again, it's a Tuesday. We're going around the water cooler. Could that be a TV show, around the water cooler?
It could be. Probably has.
Well, we have what kind of cooler? What would we put in the cooler?
All the shows that ESPN's had canceled over the years.
They should be calling us.
Guarantee there is one.
They should be calling us begging. Because in a few moments in the house, we will have the man, the voice of Ocala, of actually Marion County High School football, Tom James, will join us here for his regular Tuesday segment. He, JJ, Tom, and myself will go around the water cooler to discuss some of the day's topics. And I haven't totally signed off on Danica yet. I have more things to talk about there. I'm not satisfied that we've gotten to the bottom of this. And what about Jimmy Johnson? I mean, there's some accusations going on about his car now.
Isn't there always?
Well, this is a little something different regarding what he might have done to it. But we'll address that, talk about it. And meanwhile, JJ and Tom will give you a little information on the combines. Tom, I know you talked about Honey Badger earlier, and we'll get to this segment in just a second, but I think they're missing out on the most important part of a football player. They're talking all about his stats, and I have something to say about that in our Around the Water Cooler segment regarding what do you look for in a football player. Again, football player. Something that, of course, Tim Tebow was, although he didn't run a great 40 and wasn't exactly Tom Brady throwing the ball. So, anyway, that's all coming up on the program. JJ,
headlines.
Let's step into the headlines. What's going on in sports
All right, well,
today?
Speaking of Tom Brady, let's start out with that. It made big news yesterday that Tom Brady his average base salary will be significantly cut after he decided to sign this 3-year, $27 million contract. But now it's coming out that the guaranteed money he's making went up a whole bunch, almost doubled. Which in the NFL, if you don't know, not everything's guaranteed, just like NBA. Baseball is the only sport where whatever you signed for, you can get all that. So by the time 2013, he makes 14 guaranteed. 2014, 15 guaranteed. 15, 13, 14, and then so he's guaranteed money about $14 million till 2017. So I don't feel too bad for him.
Well, we'll address this in the remind us to talk about this. We talk about it in the Around the Water Cooler segment. But here's the deal: what's the total amount of money he thought he'd get the rest of his career?
Right.
I guarantee you, he's going to get that money.
Exactly.
He might play for it longer, but he'll get it. So in the end, whether he's hurt, doesn't finish, he gets that money.
And speaking of people getting money, 3 fans that attended the race on Saturday in Daytona have hired a law firm, buddy.
Pretty sure. I said something about that the other day.
Yeah, well, NASCAR addressed that today. Said they can hire lawyers and sue us, but we're ironclad. Good luck.
Yeah, well, let's see what a jury says.
Yeah, and Mike Krzyzewski stepped down today as the United States men's basketball coach after 7 years.
Woohoo!
So,
and Dean Smith took his place, right? No.
No.
I just want to get that in for Tom.
Roy Williams may, though.
As the next USA coach, I'm thinking Stan Van Gundy.
Stan Van Gundy, not Jeff.
Oh, yeah, Jeff's the one on TV, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, Jeff Van Gundy. Stan Van is Orlando's boy.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
And that's about it for headlines.
That's the headlines. You know, I'm a little surprised at you guys. You guys let me down. All you both are, you claim to be baseball mavens. Love the sport, America's pastime, so
well,
great.
We need to talk about Zach Greinke and Around the Water Cooler.
And every day we have headlines, and there's baseball. No stinking baseball to talk about.
Well, these aren't. Listen, the Zach Greinke thing needs to be talked about.
Well,
but that's Around the Water Cooler. We weren't going to bring that up at headlines.
But I mean, all great baseball fans I've known, they love 2 things besides the regular season, about as much as regular season.
I hate spring
the
training.
hot stove league and spring training.
I hate
Could care less.
Well, because you live down south. When you're up north and you're living on that, and you're up in the frozen tundra of the north, and you're scrapping for any bits of information about this team playing down with palm trees, you know, it's more intriguing to say, oh, they're 8th pitcher in rotation, tweaked his elbow today. You know, they love that kind of stuff, you know. That's what you do at the stories for. It's more about rumors than anything
else. There's like the Mike Trout story. I guess he's fat. Mike Trout showed up to camp fat.
20 pounds overweight.
He does look a little chunky right there. And he was like the speedster.
He'll be fine.
We'll see.
Well, all right. Coming up just a moment, we'll have I'm not sure what else Tom's got for the program today.
Oh, I got quite a bit. I got quite a bit in the Around the Water Cooler.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Bring it. I got a college player that says, I took entire games off when I was in college, but I won't do
plays.
No, he said games. I read the whole article. It wasn't plays. He said plays against big-time teams, but whole games when they didn't matter.
What about the Honey Badger?
Honey Badger can't bench press his weight.
Can you?
Of course I can.
Okay. That's a lot.
I could lay under 315 right now and bench press it twice, no problem.
I think I could. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you, I could do 225 10 times. Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
And then be dead.
No, wouldn't be dead. Remember, I'm in a lot better shape than I was 6 weeks ago.
Let me say this one thing. I will bring up what happened last week again in your workout. If you don't say what, stop bragging about how much you could bench press.
Let me tell you something. Doing cardiovascular and throwing up is a lot different than laying flat on your back.
Oh, okay.
A lot different laying flat on your back and lifting weights with your arms and chest.
I'm just talking. I have a direct hotline to your trainers.
I'm not in very good shape. I have a problem with my breathing and everything.
Yeah.
I'm still strong as a bull.
Yeah. I know almost everything happens to your workouts. You know that, don't you?
Lots different from being in shape than being strong.
I see what you're working out.
I've been strong a long time. I just can't. My stamina is 0, but it's a lot better now than it was. But I'm still strong as an ox.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the ox. Another thing is coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to our Around the Water Cooler segment with Tom James right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, Brittany here from Mike Scott Plumbing. We're well into the new year. The world didn't end, and now you have all those New Year resolutions you haven't even started on. So here's an idea. Take the money you are going to waste on those late-night infomercials for some weight loss gadget that doesn't even work, and do something that will work, like a new bathtub or that new kitchen sink you've had your eye on. Not only will it look good, but it would add value to your home. Did you know that Mike Scott Plumbing has a brand new showroom just across from the new Brownwood Square, in addition to the main showroom in Hernando? So wherever you are, it's just a short drive away. Let our showroom specialists get you one step closer to the kitchen and bath of your dreams. Call us today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888. And check us out on the web, MikeScottPlumbing.com. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Hi, I'm Russ with Climate Control Mechanical Services, and I want to invite you to tune in every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to listen for tips and answers to the many questions you may have about your air conditioning and heating for your home or business. The Climate Control Show, every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. right here on WOCA, 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hey, this is John Tesh with my wife, Connie Selica, and we're here to lend our support for the upcoming Veterans Eagle Challenge being hosted by The Source WOCA, with proceeds going to Vets Helping Vets. Please sign up today, and thank you for your support.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
All right, welcome back to the program. We're going now to the hotline to Orlando, and our buddy David Pingalore, who's back after a trip to Daytona and who knows what else. Hello, David.
Hello, my friends in Ocala. How are you?
We're doing excellent, my friend. And having your friend on tomorrow, Urban Meyer, will be on the program. And we're inaugurating our Urban Meyer bobblehead which we've been sitting up here. We have not opened the box yet. So is there a Dave Pingalore bobblehead, by the way?
There was one years ago at a TV station I worked at in Pennsylvania.
Can we get our hands on one, you think?
No, I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I got to find mine in my bags of goodies when I was moving from market to market.
That's a national treasure, buddy.
Yeah, it'd be a great treasure. Have right
I don't
here.
know about that.
Well, just think about it, though. You could be up here with all the other greats. We're going to have Mickey Mouse. Will who is it, JJ? Will who? Dr. J. I got to get a Bradshaw bobblehead, by the way. Just think you'll be right in the lead dog there, man. If we can find the Pingalore bobblehead, that'd be awesome. Well, tell us who we have to write. We'll see if we can write somebody, all right?
That's funny.
All right, tell me about this race stuff. I know you got over there and dug into it. I saw your reports. I could tell I felt for you there on Saturday afternoon watching the race and trying to figure out, because NASCAR shuts it down. And, and I get why they do it. But in their press conference, after it was over, I tweeted, here's what we learned from NASCAR in the press conference. We followed protocol. The victims are stable. We did all we can do, period. In other words,
well, I'm sure before they go out there and they say anything, they have their lawyers.
Of course.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be lawsuits filed. It was a horrific event. Thank God nobody died.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a number of injuries, but it's shocking that nobody died. I think if that happened during the Daytona 500, somebody probably would have died, because if you go back and look at that video where that crash actually happened, there weren't that many people in those stands right there. If you really do take a good look at it, there's, compared to like a Sunday race, that would have been packed and a lot more debris hitting more people and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, NASCAR came out, said their statement. They obviously needed to say the right things and not get into any more details, because there's going to be multiple lawsuits filed. And I would imagine the people have every would win. I mean, like Tony Pipitone, our investigator, did a story yesterday during our 6 o'clock news, which was interesting because, like you guys know, when you go to a sporting event, you read the back of your ticket and you assume the liabilities of of the events, and basically when you buy a ticket, that's your signature. But like in the baseball world, if a ball comes through the backstop net and hits you and rips a hole through it, well, the stadium in Major League Baseball, actually from a legal standpoint, would be liable because they didn't do enough to protect you behind that mesh.
And that will be the issue here. That will definitely be the issue.
Right. If you sit on first base or third base with no net, you're assuming the risk at that point.
Right.
So just like in the NASCAR world, there's a catch fence. Well, the catch fence is there to protect the fan. Well, the catch fence did not protect the fans that were injured, obviously. So there's going to be multiple lawsuits, not only from NASCAR, the Speedway, the catch fence people, the tire wire probably came off the car, the engine which came off the car. I mean, there's gonna, like, everybody and their grandmother is going to be sued. And it's just not going to be NASCAR sued. It's going to be, the manufacturers of how did the engine come out? That's not supposed to happen. So there's good, there'll be payouts probably. You probably won't even go to court or anything like that. But so it'll be interesting over the next several months ahead.
Speaking with Dave Pingalore of Local 6. Dave, Tom Schmitz here. My problem that I had is I was at the track. I was texting you, as a matter of fact, telling you, where were you? You were telling me where you were located and everything. And I'm out on pit road after the race, and I'm snapping photos as fast as I can take photos. And all of a sudden, security personnel come out of nowhere, tell us, y'all need to leave the area. And one of the ladies with the Daytona Beach newspaper said, but we're with the media. He said, I'm just doing my job, lady. NASCAR says everybody back in the media center. And they hoarded us back into the media center. That to me was the upsetting part to me after that.
Well, why would that surprise you?
I thought we were doing our job.
Yeah.
It just didn't sit well with me.
Would you? That's
well, they were trying to censor the thing, and if you notice, I was watching the broadcast at that time, and ESPN was not showing that wreck. Okay, they showed it live, and I swear to God, they showed it one other time in 45 minutes since the wreck.
Yeah, where was that thing? I mean, it took forever to get that thing up.
Because they were
again.
probably telling them not to show the wreck because, you know, look, they still have a product to sell, and they need to sell tickets, and they don't want people to think, oh, if I sit there, I could die. So, I mean, there is some of that went on.
And no commentary on the broadcast about it either.
No, because, listen, at the end of the day, all these networks are in bed with all these sports entities. I mean, look, but what's funny is they're the ones that pay the people to put the product on the air. Like, you know, ESPN, they pay NASCAR. Like, they're the ones paying them.
Yep.
But they need it to make money. So it's one big happy family. So they were kind of censoring the whole thing, and then the raw video from people got on YouTube, and then NASCAR was trying to yank that off, but because they said that was a copyright infringement, which was ridiculous. They were just saying, you know, out of respect to, you know, the people that were hurt, we shouldn't, you know, be showing this. But the reason they try to yank it off of YouTube is because they didn't want people to see what could actually happen to them if they went to a race.
Yeah, they kind of disguise it as their compassion for the families. So in reality, they're covering their butts is what they're doing.
Right, but really it's only a copyright infringement if you use the broadcast on YouTube.
If you use the result, you could use the stands all day long, I think.
Right, yeah, you just can't take the
race,
ESPN or the Fox, and you post it with the TV. Right. If it's just some guy posting his own video, that's not copyright infringement. That's ridiculous.
Hey, Dave, Tom James here. Interesting that, you know, in this day and age, if they shut that video down, it's hard to imagine that it's not popping up in about 14 other places that they know it's going to get seen anyway.
They just kept popping up, and then they finally, you know, I think they were called out on it, and then, you know, now there's video all back on YouTube, but you know.
What were your producers telling you back in Orlando when you were standing out there in Daytona, you know, trying to get the information, trying to get the highlights? What were they telling you?
Well, they were just telling me, you know, I mean, I was giving them really the information because I was out there. So, you know, I mean, they were telling me about the YouTube video, but I had seen that on my phone already.
Yeah.
That was posted probably within, you know, a couple hours. That was definitely up there at 6:15. After those 2 hours after the wreck, so just thankfully that nobody, you know,
very fortunate,
you know, died.
Very fortunate.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you're talking shrapnel. I mean, like, it's crazy. Now, what's interesting about now, NASCAR's going to have to make changes to their catch fence, and you know, it's you know, the drivers were fine because they're like in a cockpit now. They got every device that, you know. I mean, it's amazing that Larson's, he didn't die. I mean, that car was just ripped apart.
Yeah. It was really, Dave, and I was there about 150 yards from where it took place, and I watched it happen, and it was just a perfect storm, if you will, because the actual place that the car hit and everything was the fence openings that NASCAR uses to allow fans from the grandstands out onto the track and to the infield during the pre-race ceremonies. That gate gave way more than the catch fence gave way. That opening that NASCAR opens and closes for fans to get in and out of ended up being the undoing of the safety of the catch fence.
Yeah, that really was it. That was like a you know, right. It was like the fence that you would open back and forth. So obviously, it's not going to be as, you know, bolted down as if it wasn't there. So yeah, it kind of went through the door. I mean, but the tire went over the catch fence. That's what the amazing thing is.
And Dave, that's my question. Not to belabor the point, but from a legal standpoint, if it goes over the catch fence, is that something that maybe NASCAR is not liable for? But if it goes through the catch fence and the catch fence doesn't hold, maybe that's what they...
No, I think they'd be liable for if it went over because the catch fence isn't high enough.
Well, the automobile dealer would
be... They're going to be paying out money. There's no question. I mean, they're going to... I mean, the tire went over it. They should know it could go over it. Obviously, they... You know, look, I always believe it's like, you know, to save a buck or two, they know, like, the worst-case scenario could happen. They just hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I agree. What
happened?
Yep, it did. It looked like it could have been horrible, as you say. David, what's on the tube tonight? What do you got going on? Anything good? And you're going to talk about the fact that the Lakers, how's this stat for you? Their 30th loss of the season last night. The first time they've reached 30 losses before March in the Kobe Bryant era. How's that sound for a stat? 30
that's
losses.
crazy.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Your boy Dwight.
We'll be talking. Yeah, Dwight. Way to go, Dwight. Yeah, we'll be talking to Magic and Philly. Magic are terrible. We got a little bit more Jimmy Johnson talking today. I made the round there. And tonight at 11, I will be doing the Central Florida Q&A Craze ping pong with...
Who's going to be your guest?
Duck Dynasty, Willie Robertson.
Oh, your boy, Tom Smith's
I'm tuning
boy.
into that. That's my guy.
Now, he's the son of Phil Robertson?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
His son, his dad, was the quarterback at Louisiana Tech when Bradshaw was there, and is written up, actually, in a book called Looking Deep about Terry Bradshaw by some author named Buddy Martin. He's in that article, and that's actually, I'm told, Tom tells me, that's in the movie, in the TV show. Is that right?
Yeah, the book. He has a
first
copy.
to it?
Yeah, he has a copy of the book sitting on his bookshelf, and Phil always talks about Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah. So you know what, Pinkster? Be careful. You can wind up one of my books too.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so tonight we'll have Willie on. It's pretty funny.
Good. Look forward to it.
That on 11 o'clock.
You and a little ping pong with Willie. Thanks, David. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, see you guys.
All the best to you.
Yeah, Willie and his wife and his mom were all at NASCAR. Did 500 this weekend.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, they had the Duck Dynasty.
That's where Dave ran across.
They had the Duck Dynasty double-decker boat out on Lake Lloyd, and they had the Duck Dynasty tent set up where you could go catch a duck on a fishing pole, and they won all kind of stuff.
Yep.
A&E really went out. They put the Duck Dynasty in the right spot.
They know their demographic.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
Better than NASCAR does.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom. How are you, Tom James?
Good.
Good to see you, buddy. You can walk in there as we start already. Before we go around the water cooler, I should say. I wasn't digging at you on the Lakers. I just thought it was an interesting stat.
So used to it by now. But I guess the positive part with the Lakers.
They've been playing well.
Well, they've been playing great. I mean,
now they lose Gasol.
Comparatively speaking, right?
They're 11-5 in their last 16 games.
Yeah. Well, obviously the
That's
biggest.
the good news.
Yeah, obviously I'm the self-proclaimed biggest Kobe Bryant mark in the history of this show, and I fully understand that. But how about the quote from Kobe to Mark Cuban? Amnesty that.
And then Mark Cuban sent back. You should quote Cuban sent back.
He actually complimented him.
Cuban
right?
says, "Well, I'm just glad that there are other people on other teams that listen to me as much as my team does."
He should have probably waited until just after the game against the Lakers and Kobe to make that point.
He might wind up paying for that quote, by the way, Cuban. They're saying he may get fined for it. So you never know what might happen.
What exactly did he mean by that?
He was using it as a hypothetical, okay, in terms of salary dumping, I believe, is really what it came down to. And he then explained that it's hard to make the argument without using an example, and that's why he made the Kobe example.
But
and I understand what he's saying.
By the way, David Stern fines Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban pays that fine like we pay for coffee in the morning.
I don't know about you. It's expensive for Korean coffee in the morning, I'm sure.
Mark Cuban ain't worried about it. When you're worth billions, David, you making David Stern angry really doesn't concern you.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that I know you have a right to crow about your team. Florida Gulf Coast, the Eagles soar.
I believe the Eagles beat two different Eagle teams won last week against the University of Florida.
Yeah, and it actually happened 3 times.
Yeah, because you took Florida Gulf Coast won 2 or 3, and Georgia Southern won the only one they played.
No, well, actually, FGCU swept all 3 from the Gators.
Oh, they went all 3. So they lost 4 games to the Eagles.
This segment's
back to back.
No. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was.
This is not a Georgia Southern segment. This is the Florida Gulf Coast.
All about the Eagles.
Somehow he'll work it in there. We always know.
This is about your team, what you broadcast for. This is your moment, you have other people injecting things in it.
Did JJ just play throw-up sound?
I thought I heard that. Glad that didn't just go right over your head.
By the way, Brendan Martin, I'll get you for that.
I know nothing. Anyway, like I said,
was able to broadcast, do play-by-play for one of the games this weekend, and it was pretty exciting for the little engine that could. That is Florida Gulf Coast. Obviously, a long way to go before they ever get to Gator stature, but they are certainly one of the fastest rising athletic programs in Division I in this country.
How'd they do in basketball against Miami? I forgot.
Beat Miami by...
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
wait, JJ, you need to turn this away. They beat Miami by 12, actually.
Okay. Just saying, JJ.
Wake beat Miami. What's the big deal?
Hey, you know.
I'm off the bandwagon.
Wake has got at least a program that they've been around for a long time. Florida Gulf Coast? Come on, man.
They got Tom James.
Well, I know. I remember I was living down there when they became a four-year school. I know. Yeah. So, anyway, congrats. We'll take a break, come back. We've got to go around the water cooler. We're going to talk about more about the Jimmy Johnson situation and cars and cheating in NASCAR. I can't let go of the Danica thing. I got to talk about that. What's happened in the combine, the Honey Badger, the scouts making a big mistake focusing on the wrong thing with the Honey Badger. And what about Tom Brady's contract? Is it really that philanthropic people are talking about, or is it really just a game of numbers?
Well,
we'll talk about that all next, right here. This is a tease, Tom.
Okay, well, I was going to tease Sam Montgomery and his comments at the Combine.
All of the Combine. Coming up next right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
Why is everyone so obsessed with virtual reality and high definition? My neighbor came over yesterday to show me the photographs he took of the pansies and dianthus that I got from Kenny's Place Nursery. He had this electronic pad, and with the flip of his finger, he showed me these beautiful shots he took in my garden. And then he said, you can almost smell them. That's when I used my finger and motioned him to the garden, and then pointing with my cursor, also known as my finger, I pointed toward the real flowers from Kenny's Place Nursery, and I said, I can smell them. Instead of virtual reality, I enjoy real reality. But it is more than the beauty of the pansies and dianthus and more than their fragrance. It's the way they move in the breeze. It's the butterflies and bees that are attracted to them. You know, the plants I get from Kenny's Place Nursery from my garden in the real world provide me with an outdoor sanctuary to escape from that virtual world. Kenny's Place Nursery is located at 7677 Southeast 41st Court in Ocala. Give them a call at 867-1213. Kenny's Place Nursery, where the plants, the people, and the mission are all beautiful.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source.
All right, here we go. Segment 2 of Around the Water Cooler. Get my sip of water here and see if we can get going on this. We can't let go of this thing with Daytona Beach, and it seems like it's still going to be thrashed out. We're reading stories about the lawsuit in Charlotte in 1999. Apparently, they settled for somewhere, quote unquote, somewhere between 10 and 15 million. And then the cases went to trial. They settled, and then some of the other ones went to trial. So it might be both. Could be they settle and still go to trial.
And that was 15 years ago, so extrapolate that.
Right, and it was about the catch fence, the same thing. Tom Schmitz has just shown me pictures he took about how high up the debris went. It was way up on the second level. That would be a second level home run.
Yeah, they were literally working on people midway up the upper deck of the Daytona. And now, right where it happened at start-finish line is not as high because of the spotters tower and everything, the officials tower and all. It's not as high as some other parts of the track, but it's still a good probably 45, 50 rows above the catch fence. And that's a long way up. And the track, because it's not like football stadium, you know, football stadiums go almost parallel. Sometimes it feels like they're going straight up. The track in Daytona, it's a gradual ascent up. So these seats aren't close to the track. They're a good probably 30, 40 yards where those seats are from the actual track, and they're up high. So this debris traveled quite a ways
over the fence. That was none of that was going through the fence.
No, none of that up there. No, none of it. No. And you didn't. What happened is when the fence right there, the gate where it opens, where they open and close, there's big metal poles that are concreted into the wall. The car hit that pole, and it sheared the front of the car off from the front floorboard all the way up. The motor, the axle, the tires, everything was sheared clean off of that car.
Yeah, to the point about the lawsuits, we had this discussion the other day about what will happen, and you know smart lawyers everywhere, and they're going to get some money, obviously. And Humpy Wheeler from the Charlotte Speedway, who settled his suit, he talked about this, and he said, the fact of the matter is, he says, the competitors, they sign a release. They all sign, the competitors, and they're competing, and the track is protected. He said, if you're a spectator, he goes in, he's not protected. All you have to do at that point is prove negligence, and that's it. And they will prove negligence in this.
Right, they're not wearing a helmet.
Right, they're not out. They didn't come out to
into the Hans device.
And here's the bad thing about that. In actuality, while 28 people were injured, 2 critical enough where they had to go with critical but stable condition. For a 335-pound motor traveling at 200 miles an hour, for a 75-pound axle traveling at 200 miles an hour, they got caught in the fence. The fence, I know it doesn't sound like it, but believe me, the fence actually did its job.
All right, 2 other points real fast. They're throwing around out of time here. Number 1 is Danica. We had this discussion the other day. I've now seen several of the commentators about it. Some people say, well, she really ran great, and she was right there all the way, and she got freight trained at the end, and she's really proven and others say, you know, whether you like it or not, whether you say the car was fastest, she was the fastest car. she had the pole, even though Tom contends condition doesn't matter about that, and there was an open spot to go to. The fact remains of this: she never gave herself a chance to win the race. That's the point. I'm not running for third. If I'm a number, you may not get back out there again and be third with a chance to win. If you don't make your move, you're not giving yourself a chance. So I don't criticize her. I just think she got she said she didn't get good advice. No one told her what to do, and apparently she didn't know what to do. So that's not a good combination. Your thoughts, Tom James, first.
Well, I think, chances are there in the last few laps, she takes a turn to the left, and she's probably squeezed all the way to the back as the freight train goes by. And I think for Danica, at this point, getting a top 10 is probably the best thing that could happen to her if she's not going to win it. And, with the restrictor plate tracks in the last 10 laps, so many different guys can win it just depending on where positioning is on the track.
Not with this new car. This new car, they still got to work some kinks out. That's why, and it's a 36 race season. And for her to get a top 10, because if she takes a left, and if Dale Jr. is coming as fast as he does, and she wrecks the field, and then she finishes 23rd or 24th, her season's not off to. Right now, her season is off to a great start. It's not about winning. NASCAR.
It's a marathon.
She played it safe.
Yeah, NASCAR doesn't put as much emphasis on winning individual races as they do consistency in every race.
Anyway, point is that she had a chance. She didn't take it.
She never had a chance.
And excuse me?
She never had a chance.
I think I saw her running third, and with a half lap to go, I think most drivers will say, if I'm running third and with a half lap to go, I got a chance.
Danica was not going to make a move, but she was waiting for something to happen in front of her to sneak into it, and it didn't happen.
And what happened?
Well, it didn't
happen.
Third
to 8th.
It just didn't look like she had the speed to.
Third to 8th.
She did not have the ability to win the race. The car was not good enough.
Yeah. It was enough good to win the pole and finish being in third place for a half lap to go, but not good enough.
Once again, you being a novice at NASCAR don't understand.
I don't have
to. That running.
I don't have to be. My name's on the show. I don't have to worry about that.
And running the race are two separate things.
Okay, on to other things quickly. Jimmy Johnson. People are saying maybe might have been playing a little bit of tricks on us. It could be doing some dirty trick stuff to his car. He made spin outs, and that was an especially violent celebration, I would say.
It really was.
And wound up ripping the car up, and some people raising their eyebrows saying, hey, he must have been trying to do something to his car to alter it so that he wouldn't get caught by NASCAR. Fact or fiction? Short answer. Tom James.
If Rubbin's racing and if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, and obviously the last time he won the Daytona 500, his
Chad Knaus.
Chad Knaus was suspended for violations when he won it the last time. So this is not new news for Jimmy Johnson, but it's not new news for anybody out there.
All right, suspect Tom Schmitz?
Not suspect. I firmly believe there was cheating going on. There's cheating going on every Sunday
with every car in the field.
With every car in the field, they all cheat and then do things to hide it. And sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, that's just the way.
All right, we got one more thing to talk about before we go to break here. You guys have heard about this, I'm sure, over the years. There used to be these great classic matches they'd have with golfers. They'd show up someplace, nobody'd know about it.
This is great.
And of course, I remember the one with Lee Trevino talking about how he was down in El Paso and how he was basically the clubhouse boy. Okay, but he was a player. And Raymond Floyd pulled up in the Cadillac, and Lee Trevino came out and took out his bags and welcome to the club, Mr. Floyd. Thank you very much. He said, who am I playing today? He said, me. He beat the socks off of Raymond Floyd. He was a hustler. But those kind of famous golf matches, now this is not the same genre, but Tiger and Rory having a private match play duel.
36 holes.
What do you think about that? I don't know. They're having it.
No, they had it already. They had
it on Sunday.
They had it on Sunday. When they got beat up, when they both got put out in the first round of the match play, they went and had this private match, and after 36 holes, first match, Tiger wins. Second match, Rory wins.
Yeah.
Is there a camera anywhere out there that we can see this?
There was no cameras.
Tiger plays with the tees in, by the way, or with the
it
says he plays with the flag in.
It says McElroy Woods holds private match, but I thought, well, they're going to have stage one. I didn't know they actually play it.
Yeah, they already have.
I love that about golf. I wish they'd bring that back. That's a nice little
They played 36 holes in under 5 hours.
Yeah. But they had some fun, too, which those guys are not having a whole lot of fun. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, wrap up one more question going around the water cooler with Tom James, Tom Spitz, JJ DeSalva, Buddy Martin. Stay tuned. We got more coming right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price fixed rate allowance offers no combined.
Are you bored, tired, and disgusted with your old car?
Hey, this is Cupid, Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I want you to love your car, so trade in the old car you hate.
Even if you're still making payments, even if you owe more than it's worth.
And I'll help you drive a nicer, newer car sooner than you ever thought possible. Plus, when you use your tax refund as a down payment, you'll get a lot nicer, newer car. So you can hook up with a car you love today.
Bad credit? Cupid got you down? Our For the People credit approval specialists are world-class matchmakers. They'll connect you with the lender most likely to approve your loan.
Hate your old car?
Dump it and fall in love with a nicer, newer car today, even if you owe more than it's worth or still making payments. Plus, turn your tax refund into your down payment and save a lot on a car you'll love.
Hurry, this Love Fest ends when we match 57 people with a car of their dreams. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me in Ocala or Bellevue.
Online at PrestigeSaysYes.com.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Chris Miller. Chris is a retirement and living trust expert, and she's coming on to speak to us about her book, Ready for Pre-Retirement, 3 Secrets for Safe Money and a Fabulous Future.
Open for debate, where both sides of one issue will be debated.
And then it's the Chris McKay Show. This is a show about good health and wellness. This week, Chris will tell us about Fweppley's Furlough Funds and things that get stuck in between.
And then we're going to be speaking with Elise Ellis. She's one of the 6 sisters that created the new Cook Craft Create book series. She'll be speaking about their new book, 6 Sisters Stuff, family recipes, fun crafts, and so much more.
And then Victor Robert Lee will be on. He lives on the road in Asia, and he's a survivor of crashes, accidents, and dengue fever. He's written a book called Performance Anomalies.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then it's the Head to Toe Care Show with your host, Dr. Riyadh Fakhouri. Dr. Fakhouri will be answering your questions about your health, plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 6th for the Francis Marion Military Academy Spring Fling at the Ocala Shrine Club on Mary Camp Road. Join the first annual Swamp Fox Chili Cook-Off and Classic Car Show. Take a chance on winning one of 5 different late model vehicles for the unbelievably low price of just $20 per ticket. Only 5,000 tickets will be sold. The proceeds benefit the Francis Marion Military Academy. Businesses, organizations, and talented individuals are invited to show off their cooking skills and to compete for the best tasting chili. Go to swampfoxevents.com for the registration directions to the Shrine Club, Car Show, Chili Cook-Off. Join our sponsors in supporting the Academy. Remember, that's Saturday, April 6th for the Francis Marion Military Academy Spring Fling at the Ocala Shrine Club on Mary Camp Road. The first annual Swamp Fox Chili Cook-Off and Classic Car Show. For more information, call Charlie at 843-7790. That's 843-7790. 843-7790. Or visit swampfoxevents.com.
It's time to crown the King of the Wing and the Prince of Pizza at the 7th Annual King of the Wing competition on Thursday, February 28th at ARC Marion, 2800 Southeast Mary Camp Road in Ocala. This event features all-you-can-eat wings and pizza from all over town. Advance tickets are $20 for adults or $15 for kids. Proceeds benefit developmentally disabled adults at ARC Marion. Visit www.kingofthewing.com or call 352-351-2479 for more info.
All right, final segment of Buddy Sports Page. We're going to go right to Indianapolis and the Combine. Talk about a couple of things. Actually, one of them is outside the Combine, but it's pro football. Tom Brady, I mean, at first blush looked like he was really a philanthropist almost, what he did, giving up his big-time salary, cutting it significantly, and taking a $27 million contract, which is pittance today for a guy who played for 5 or 6 more years at that. And when guys like Mark Sanchez have a contract of $40 million. People say, what a great guy. But the bottom line is if you look, JJ and I were talking about this earlier, if you look at his numbers, and I have not, but if you look at add it up and say he has a guaranteed contract for this much money, and that is to age 40. He may not play to 40. If he doesn't, then that's still his money. So the reality is insurance policy, it does help him get better players around his team significantly, but in total that probably after tax dollars is not that far off what he would normally have had he played 3 more years or whatever.
So it sounds a lot better than it actually is.
To me it does, yeah. Speaking of the Combine, there's a guy there that I loved as a football player in college who unfortunately was fortunate of having a little weed.
A little weed?
Yeah. Say that tongue-in-cheek.
Several times.
Yeah.
Can you say rehab?
Yeah. And the honey badger, and Tom, we talked about him, Tom Schmitz, about him earlier, and he's obviously got great wheels, but he's not strong in the upper body, and he wasn't able to do the bench press. But I say this about that, is that there is such a thing as a real football player who reacts to the play on the field. He's one of the best I have ever seen. That's why he made so many big plays. He's a great kick returner. He's also a heck of a ball hawk. I think the guy's going to be a great pro. Your thoughts, guys?
Well, he ran a 4.5 40. Then he also looked smooth in back pedal drills, turning, running quickly in the longer rotation catch drills. He stayed low to the ground, rotated well. Only knock on him was he didn't do very strong. He wasn't very strong. But, hey, when you're trying to stay in shape for the NFL, maybe you're not in the weight room when you're a speed guy as much as you are working out. Remember, he did very well in everything but one category, and he hadn't been playing football for a year. So I think he goes high in the first round.
Yeah, another guy might have hurt himself.
Sam Montgomery. Have you heard about this guy? Defensive end out of LSU. This is his quotes. Some weeks when we didn't play harder teams, there wasn't that much effort needed. But then when the big boys came in, I went all out. Of course, this is a new league, the NFL. There's no weak links. It's all Alabamas and LSU's. I'll have to get adjusted, but I'm sure with the right coaching, I'll be fine. So here's a guy that goes into the NFL Combine to his interviews and admits I sort of was lazy in college.
And that he gambles. He gambled with another player on his team, $5,000 who would be drafted first.
Right.
And $1,000 who finished the season with the most sacks, and $500 per game or something like that who had a better game. This is my new favorite player in the league, buddy.
Well, these LSU guys,
red flags everywhere.
Yeah, we got a better chance of being drafted than this guy, and then the other guy for LSU. He's doing more, bong hits than bench presses. So
LSU's a school to go to.
I don't know if I'm a second chance guy, but I'm not sure I'm like a third chance guy, which you'd kind of have to be with the honey badger.
But my question with this kid, Sam Montgomery, he's doing this in the interview part of the Combine. So now he was a low first rounder. Now what is he, third, fourth round?
No way.
Might be worse.
With talent like that out of the SEC, some of these GMs are going to be able to overlook that.
All right. That'll wrap us up for the day.
That gambling thing, I don't know you can overlook.
Around the water cooler, Tom's going to go home and study up on NASCAR a little bit, and Danica looks at the tape, come back to me tomorrow.
Buddy, you're not
I want to thank our guest
NASCAR
today for coming in today. We appreciate, as always, Angie Lewis and her guest, Laurie Zink, today in the house. You heard the Pinkster, the great Pinkster. Don't forget to watch him tonight on the news.